Got it. And welcome back to the Public Report. My next guest is two distinguished gentlemen. We have in our studios today Mr. Leroy Johnson along with Mr. Willie Hutch Jones. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Appreciate it.
Welcome.
Appreciate it. It's good to see you.
Distinguished gentlemen.
I like that.
All right. Tell us a little bit about your organization. What is the Willie Hutch Jones Sports Foundation, and how long you guys been around?
Roy.
Well, the Willie Hutch Jones Foundation Sports Center is an educational sports clinic. What we try to do is provide free services to inner city kids in the areas of basketball, football, tennis, golf, soccer, rowing, just to name a few. And also we do educational activities such as computer sciences, math, and English. And we try to provide those services during both the summer and during the school year to assist families, needy families in the inner city in both Buffalo and Niagara Falls.
Okay, and that was going to be one of my questions. Where and when do you supply these services?
Well, pretty much we're year-round now, okay? The easiest way, because we have so many different venues, is to stop by our website, which is whjsc.org, and it's a complete listing there, because some of the aspects maybe only go for a month, some may go 3 times a week, some may go for 2 weeks in the session. But, you know, we also do things out in Lackawanna. We do an annual thing out there, too. So, as Roy was saying earlier, we try to, you know, hit people with the academics and the athletics and keep everything in that way. So it's completely year-round now.
And that's very important, because I believe sometimes there's a misconception concerning sports and no academics, and they definitely need to go hand in hand. Now, Roy, earlier we were talking about something that I found very interesting when you said there were scholarships that someone went to got a scholarship
yes,
for.
we had students who had inner city kids who received rowing scholarships this year, which when you think in terms of all the kids who try basketball and other sports, rowing is something new in the inner city. It's not quite in the inner city, but it is, because we've had a number of kids who go out to the West Side Rowing Club and practice every most during the week, during the summer. Yeah. And they've been involved in this program for 5 years, at least 5 years, and as a result of their efforts, now I think 3 of them have scholarships to pretty good schools.
Wow. And so is there a charge involved for our kids when they're doing it?
The only real charge is getting there. Oh, that's the only thing. Our programs, and we brag about that, our programs have been free for the last 28 years.
Wow.
And the thing that keeps them free is because we have numerous good sponsors who are backing us, and those entities keep it free for us.
Okay, so you've been around for 28 years? 28 years. Great, great. Yeah. So how are you funded besides the sponsors?
Well, we have a couple very good grant writers who are on board with us, but we have people out. We just inked a deal, I'd say maybe last week, with Blue Cross Blue Shield. They're on board because, you know, we're into health and wellness, and that's a big thing that they're involved with also. So we have people like those, Micro Ingram, Tops, they're all on board with us also, just to keep this kind of a program, this kind of positivity available for young people in the communities.
Is there an age group that you work with?
We tend to go anywhere from 6 through 16. Some of the people who kind of age out of our programs, and we've had some there who are currently on staff now, these young people become interns, and they become just people who are staff members now, and they are part of our youth advisory board.
Great, great. So do you ever have fundraisers?
Yeah, we have fundraisers all the time.
Okay.
We have a big one coming up now. It's funny that you asked. We're involved with Macy's also, and we have a Shop for the Cause that comes up, in which you go out and purchase these $5 passes from our organization, and you can go to any Macy's in the country, or you can go online and punch in the codes off the coupons here to get up to 20–25% things free. We have a big thing that's going on. The actual day will be August the 25th is the day. That's Saturday. So look us up and get online and help us out there. That'll help.
Okay. What are some of the biggest misconceptions concerning working with our youth?
Well, I think that that they can't do certain things, that they can't learn, or that they don't care. All of our students have been really involved with the programs, and a lot of them, they've stayed with the programs and they've come back to the program. Some of them come back as volunteers, and then they go off to college and they come back, and now some of them are bringing back their kids. So one misconception would be that our kids are not interested in programs anymore, because, as you know, a lot of the programs that were in the inner cities, such as the strong programs with the WISE and the PAL, and all of those have diminished to a point where they're not effective anymore. Not to say that the Y is not a good organization, because it's a great organization, and so is the Boys Club. But I don't think that the funding is there the way it was back in the days when we might have been younger. So, and then you have to pay for those services. So what we try to provide is that free service with the structure, with fundamental basic training in sports, which leads into academics, because there's an academic component in the sports program. We also have a number of speakers at each of the camps, where someone who's in the business community or the political community or the educational community will come in and speak about their experiences and work with the kids. So whatever, our kids are no different than any of the other kids out there. It's they want to learn, they want to move forward, their parents want them to move forward, and we're there to help them.
Right. Okay, now, what I think, Larry, sorry for cutting you off, but one misconception is that the discipline, because I'm a public school teacher by day, but these kids that show up at our programs, they really do want some type of discipline in their lives. It's something that they're attracted to you because they really want it, and you're giving them some good knowledge and something they have an interest in. So I think that's one of the big misconceptions with our youth nowadays, is because so many things are running rampant out there in the communities that you think the kids really don't want it, but deep down inside they do, and their parents are always very supportive.
We as program people, we don't have any misconceptions. We have conceptions of what we want to do.
Right.
So we start from the positive and we move forward with that.
Okay. All right. And also, it's very important that people understand and keep our kids off the street.
There you go.
It definitely give them something to do, even when you said that they would go to college and come back also. Yes. Now, since the summer is here, talk to us about some of the summer programs you have.
Well, currently we have what's very interesting, where we're partnering with Gateway Longview, and we're doing a swim program over there, which is going to last 6 weeks from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the evenings, okay? And the beautiful thing about that is we're going to try to do some things with the Red Cross, where these kids, if they stay consistent with this program and swim, they can get certified to become lifeguards and so forth. Also, they'll have a different feeling about being around water, okay? Then those same kids can feed into our crew or rowing program, so it kind of go hand in hand and helps out the west side also there. In addition to that, we're having some of our programs, we have elite sessions in which, say for example, maybe a kid may come for basketball, he doesn't know how to dribble, but then you have a high school kid that comes in and he's probably like an all-Western New York type of cat. Okay, so what happens now, the more advanced students go to our elite portions. They don't get the same, fundamentals things that go on with the just overall. So we have elite programs going on with tennis this year, volleyball, basketball, and also football and track. So these are the things where, I think is a good positive thing there. So it's not like your child comes and they're just involved in doing certain things. No, well, you're a little bit more gifted. You're going to be evaluated and you move over here with the other group. Another thing that I like, and I have to mention, is our after-school program that we have going on out of Enterprise Charter School in the First Ward Community Center. We're now venturing into the area of STEM programming. We realize that our country, our youth are failing behind with mathematics and sciences. So that's another one of our major endeavors, and we've kind of partnered with Time Warner on that aspect too, to get those kids ahead and get them on track.
Now, you mentioned earlier that you're a school teacher by day.
Yes.
Correct. But also, from my understanding, you used to play a little ball yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, I've dropped it on them in the past. I've had the blessings to be drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers, played in NBA for 3 years, played overseas in Europe and Spain over there for about 7 years. So I do have a wealth of knowledge that I do want to give back to our young people. But I always kind of keep that, undercover, until a person really finds out who Hutch is. Then they say, oh, wow, he got drafted, and then they're like, well, he's normal. He's real. He's a real person. I see him down, in the community, and that's what I want. I'm very humble.
Okay, are you from Buffalo?
Yes, I was born and raised here in Buffalo, New York, Cold Spring area.
Okay.
Actually. Yes.
All right, and so it's so important that you came and giving back.
Right.
And so this is the time also that some people can give back to our youth, because that's very important. Yeah. So if someone wanted to donate to the cause, what do they need to do?
Well, they can contact us a number of ways. They can go right online. We're involved with PayPal there, where they can make donations at our website, which are probably being shown now. They can call that number that's also being shown now that people can call, and we can make contact with them. Or they can just walk right up to any of our locations. A lot of times, parents have been overwhelmed to see what's actually going on in some of them sites, and they say, well, how can I help you? So, you know, they can do that. And then we have some of our programs, we have matching gift programs with different corporations, too. So United Way, we're on the United Way donors list, so you can do it at your job. We have a lot of things out there as a positive entity.
Okay. The actual physical address where you're located is where?
Our mailing address is 411 Olympic Avenue, Suite 115, Buffalo, New York, 14215.
Okay. All right. Roy, as we're coming down, because I'm sure that as we were talking earlier about how important it is academics, so after the summer is over, what can our kids look forward to?
Well, we do, as Hutch has mentioned, we do have the programs that extend into the summer. And then if they need any assistance in any area that they might have concerns, and they can always contact one of the people at the clinic. We can help them if it's outside of the program. But usually we have the after-school programs, which are structured. They can get into that. And that's about it right now.
And you work with males and females, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, because many times,
yes.
I mean, used to say basketball. Okay, well, that's a men's sport.
Well, girls play basketball.
Yeah, exactly.
There are no male or female sports anymore.
Right. Those things out the window. All right. You know, I was surprised about the rowing. Then you also said golf. Also, did you mention golf?
Yes.
Do you have a golf tournament?
Well, no, but Jim Horn has been involved almost since the beginning with our golf program, and I think we've had a couple kids go to college from the golf program also. So
on scholarship.
Yeah, on scholarship, right. Sure. I'm just pleased to see as many kids as we've had go to college and come back now after 28 years. I never think about it as being 28 years, but now when you see this person who was a kid, and now he's bringing his kids back, and this kid went to college. I mean, that's quite impressive.
You know, I'm sure you have many success stories. Can you share any with us?
Well, I can. Little Terrell is one I'm thinking about. Vaughn Washington.
Yeah.
Vaughn Washington. Well, the mayor's son. I mean, we've had so many of them. It's hard to just pick one or two because so many of them have gone on to college, and so many of them I think are role models now. Some of them I don't even remember their names, but they stop me on the street and say, "Hey, remember me? You know, I just finished school, and I was great. You know." But I'm very happy to see what's come of this camp, that we just sat at a table 28 years ago and mapped this thing out, and now it's grown to, we have a number of employees, and we service maybe 400 kids a week in 2 different cities.
Wow, 400 kids a week?
Yes.
Wow, that's big.
Yes.
That's really, really big. All right. So, Willie, talk to us about what do we have to look forward to coming up, some of the new things. What do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Well, you know, we've been contacted already by out-of-town agencies and things, and they kind of want us to try to expand our programs to Cincinnati has, we've been contacted some people down there. They want us to come there, and also Nashville, Tennessee. So it may be kind of a satellite around the U.S. That's kind of our goals. But, you know, we have to be very careful on who, you know, we associate that Willie Hutch Jones name to. Okay, it's a lot of things are going on out there, and we just have to, you know, practice best practices pretty much. So, you know, we have a research team out there that's doing that now, and hopefully everything will pan out, and if we can service more kids, that's our objective.
And it started right here.
Right here.
We're coming down to the last minute and a half of the show, and I want to make sure both of you leave with the audience what you want them to know. Well,
real quick, it was 3 people really got together, the 2 of us and one gentleman who's not here. I always give credit to Bernard Mitchell. He was a very positive person because he was with the PR market that, you know, we all sat down. They chose me, which I feel great about, and they used me as the poster child. And I've learned and got better with Roy and this gentleman and his tutelage. So I'd just like to say thank you, and I always thank God, too, because he's letting us do this to be able to service his children.
All right. Roy?
Well, I just would hope that more successful people will come out as mentors and reach back in the community. and give some of what you got back to the community, and so that we can make some positive changes in the community.
Okay, so you do have a mentoring program?
Well, our presence is a mentoring program.
Amen. Good, good, good. You're not just talk, you're action.
No, a part of it is commitment, and our commitment is 28 years so far, and hopefully I can get another 28 out of this.
Let's go for it, baby. Let's go for it.
Gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job. Our kids are right now. And thank you for joining us for another segment of the Public Report. Until next time, you and your family have a wonderful, wonderful day.
This has been Public Report. Public Report discusses the issues of interest and importance to our viewing area. Please remember that the views expressed by our guests are their own and do not necessarily represent the views of TCT or the station.